Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we're about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 525. And today is our lesson number 36, day number 36. Let's turn to page 525. This section consists of 18 questions. This is exam number 3 that we're working on. As I reminded you the last two times in exam number 2 and exam number 1 when we got to similar section here, I'm going to remind you one more time, there are 18 questions in this section. And as I always tell you that the questions are arranged in the order of difficulty on the exam, on the SAT, easy, medium and hard. This section has 18 questions. But it does not mean that because there are 18 questions that the first 6 are easy, the next 6 are medium, the last 6 are hard. It does not mean that unless they are all of the same type, which is not the case here. There are 18 questions. The first 8 questions are multiple choice questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. That's it. That's the end of the story. These are multiple choice questions. Easy, medium and hard. These are multiple choice questions. And then starting from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. These are gradient questions. Since there are two different types of questions, there are two different scales. There are two different difficulty scales. In other words, question number 8 is a pure hell. Question number 9 is pretty simple. That's what it means. They do not go in the order. In other words, what I'm trying to point out here, what I'm trying to make you understand here is that they do not go in the order of difficulty from 1 through 18. It's not the one scale. It's broken up into 2 parts. The section is broken up into 2 parts. Two different types of questions, therefore 2 different scales. Another thing what it means for you to understand is that because there are only 8 multiple choice questions, they rise in the level of difficulty quite rapidly. They do not rise as slowly as the very first section that we saw, where there were 20 questions and they were all multiple choice questions. And there are 20 of them, the difficulty level rises gradually. Here there's only 8 of them. So it's going to go from 1 through 8 very fast. From level 1 to level 5 very fast. Let's take a number 1. Fred, Norman and Dave own a total of 128 comic books. Oh, good for them. Dave owns 44 of them. What is the average number of comic books owned by Fred and Norman? Oh, for crying out loud. There are 28 of them altogether. One guy owns 44 of them. If one guy owns 44 of them, the other 2 guys must own 84 together. And therefore the average number of books for these 2 guys is just half of that, which is 84 over 2, which is 41. 42 rather. The answer is A. The answer is A. Number 2. In number 2, we are given in XY coordinate system above, the circle is tangent to x-axis and the y-axis. Alright. Question simply is, what are the coordinates of point P? And let's find out. Coordinates of point P. The circle is sitting there tangent to both x-axis and the y-axis. And we are told that this point is 6, 0. Well, because it's 6, 0, that tells us the distance from here, from the center to here is 6 here. This distance is 6, which means this vertical distance is also 6, which means the coordinates of this point, because it's on y-axis, x coordinate is 0 and the y coordinate is 6. That's it. Yes, I know. That's probably why I was thrown out of the art school. Let's go to the next page, shall we? Page number 226. I was thrown out of the art school because they told me that we already have one guy who is damn good as drawing horrendous circles. We don't need one more. Question number 3. Page number 526, question number 3. A hotel charges a service fee of $1 per day. Alright, a service fee of $1 per day. In addition, there is a charge of 10 cents per copy made. Oh, are you kidding me? Which of the following represents the total charges in dollar to use this copy machine to make n copies in a day, in one day? Well, they charge 10 cents. They charge 10 cents to make one page. If you're going to make n copies, you're going to pay n times that amount. In addition to that, you have to pay the dollar to begin with. They charge you $1. A hotel charges a service fee of $1 per day to use this copy machine. Just to use the copy machine, you have to pay $1 a day for a service charge. Now that's what I call a damn good service. Do you understand? That's the hotel I want to stay at. And then on top of that, they charge you 10 cents per page. And there are n pages, so it's n times 10 cents plus $1. That's your answer. That's your total cost. And that's answer choice D. That's answer choice D. I'm using C for the cost, you understand? That's your total cost of having the privilege to use the machine. Number 4. In the 6 pairs of letters shown above, well, let's put down the letters first. We have AA, this is number 4. We have AA, AB, AC, BC, AA, and BA. Okay, let's see what they're talking about. In the 6 pairs of letters shown above, if A is paired with itself, the pair has a value of 2. Alright, so if it's paired with itself, it's worth 2 points. I see this one here, I see this here. That's worth 2 points. If A appears in a pair with another letter, the pair has a value of 1. Alright, so here we see A paired with B, so that has a value of 1. This pair A with C has a value of 1. This pair is paired with B, which has a value of 1. What about if A does not appear? All other pairs have a value of 0. Alright, all other pairs have a value of 0. The suspense is killing me. What is the sum of the values of the 6 pairs? Oh, alright. So that's 4, and this is 3. Let's say it's 7. The sum of the pairs, sum of the values of the pairs is 7. The answer is B. The answer is B. Let's move on to the next one, the last one on the page, number 5. Question number 5. We're given a square here. A, B, C, D. Well, I don't know if it's a square actually until I read it. What is the area of the square? It's a square. You can't just take for granted that it's because it looks like a square, it's a square. If it were not given to us in the problem itself that it's a square, if they did not spell it out as a square, then in that case the only way we would have known that it's a square is if they had shown us the symbols. And somewhere in the problem they would have to tell us that all 4 sides are equal, obviously. What is the area of the square ABCD above? Alright, what's the area of the square? So this tells us, I shouldn't have drawn these annoying symbols now. So this side is 4, they tell us, and of course it's a square, which means all the sides are equal. So A to D, let's call it X, and C to D, let's call it X. We're going to look at triangle ACD. ACD. Triangle ACD looks like this. This side is equal to this side, and this is X. A, C, and D. Oh, this side is not X. The hypotenuse we know is 4. Hypotenuse is 4. This is your right angle here. Let's call this side X and this side X. Once we figure out the one side, which we are representing with the letter X, once we figure out one side, the area is just side times side, or side squared, because it's a square, all sides are equal. So a simple application of Pythagorean theorem would do the job. So x squared plus x squared equals 4 squared. X squared plus x squared is just 2x squared. How do I know that? Oh, because I know it. I know that if I have an apple, and I have one more apple, then I have 2 apples. X squared plus x squared will be 2x squared. 16. And you thought it was going to be easy. I get quite philosophical sometimes. Divide both sides by 2 and x squared equals 8. There you go, that's your area of the square. We don't have to do anything because area of the square is x times x. Area of this square is x times x. X times x is x squared, which we just found out is 8. That's it, we're done. Answer is 8. Answer is 8, which is letter A. Well, that takes care of that page. I don't know why this particular question, question number 5 that we just finished, is classified as level 4, unless I misread it. Section number 5, question number 5, it is classified for crying out loud as level 4. What was the level 4 about it? This was no level 4. Now on the next page, on the other hand, is a different story. 5, 6, 7 and 8 typically are quite horrendous in this particular section that appears with the gradient question. And then as we get in the gradient question, I erased it already. As we get in the gradient questions, they begin with question number 9. And this is how I look at it. If you turn to page 528, you will see on page 528, they give you 2 gradient questions. It's always like this. The format is always the same. So they give you 2 gradient questions on page 528. I look at them as easy questions. They are easy. On the next page, they give you 4 more. Those are mediums. And then on the following page, they give you 4 more gradient. The last 4 gradients are pure hell. They are very difficult questions. You have to take your time to analyze it. So if you're going to get a lower score in the math part, this is where the lower score is going to come from, obviously. You have to slow down. You have to take your time. Understand the question. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.